Is drinking raw milk safe like RFK Jr. suggests? Can you reduce a glucose spike if you eat your food in, quote unquote, the right order? I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp. I host a nutrition myth-busting podcast called Bite Back with Abby Sharp. And those are just some of the questions I tackle with qualified experts on my show. There is so much food misinformation and disinformation out there, and it can feel impossible to know what's real and what's BS. On Bite Back, my goal is to help listeners create a pleasurable relationship with food, their body, and themselves, which in my opinion is the fundamental secret to good health. Listen to Bite Back wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to put on your psychologist hat for me.
I don't think I have that in the closet, but okay.
Can you look for one?
Psychologist hat? Okay.
I need you to do like a deep dive into my psyche of what do you think is going on
I've
here.
got an amateur psychologist hat. How's that?
Okay, that works. That
All
works. It's free, right?
Yep.
Free therapy. I'm going to go for that. I went to my son's preschool yesterday to go read to his class, and he's been asking me since he started school in September, Mama, can you come to my class? Can you come to my class? I guess they do this with parents where they can come in for 15 minutes, they pick the books, and then they just read to the class.
It's adorable.
It's adorable. He's seen other parents do it. He kept asking me, so I finally did it yesterday. But in the lead up to going to do this, I was so nervous.
Nervous?
Nervous, like crazy nervous. I was practicing the books
Remind me
that I
how
was
old-
about to read.
What?
Yes.
Remind me how old Bodie and his classmates are?
They're 2 and 3 years old.
They're 2, so they'll never remember this, even if you butcher the book.
No, I don't know. It was such an irrational fear of mine. I don't know what was going on. I'm somebody who speaks for a living. Public speaking is not usually a concern for me, but for some reason, I was nervous. I got dressed up. I put on makeup and did my hair, and I was
that I understand. You're still in public and in front of a crowd.
Well, they're 2-year-olds.
But there's teachers. The teachers are judging you for sure.
I guess, but I don't know why I cared so much, and I don't know why I was so nervous. And you tell me, what do you think it is? Why was I practicing the books?
Well, you're practicing
reading
the Big
them.
Red Dog? What book did you go with first?
I went with Cranky Bear.
Okay.
Little Baba G.
Classic.
Not so classic, Little Baba G.
How many books did you read?
3.
3 in 15 minutes?
Yes. I mean, they're short books.
Are they like the Coles Notes?
They were great. And one was how does a dinosaur say goodnight, which was another favorite. They were all Gurdeep. They're all Bodhi's favorites.
Yeah.
Yours too,
Yeah,
I'm
mine
sure.
too, actually, yeah.
I'm sure. You and 2 and 3-year-olds have a lot in common. So what's happening? What do you think it was?
I think this is just you being a worrier and being terrified to mess up. I mean, I think...
maybe they're not my audience. Maybe my jokes don't land with 2 and 3-year-olds.
Well, I think you're like a classic overthinker and worrier and worst case scenario player outer. So you're probably thinking you're going to go there, you're going to forget how to read, you're going to stand up, your pants are going to fall down, everyone's going to laugh at you.
I was worried a kid was just going to get up and walk out mid-sentence.
This might go back to some of your grade school trauma of not going out for recess and whatever, maybe feeling like you weren't necessarily the most popular back then, even though you're very popular now.
I'm not traumatized by that. I really enjoyed being indoors and hanging out with the teachers.
Maybe part of you was terrified they were going to make you go outside and play with them in the sandbox.
No.
You're like, no, I'll just stay here and clean the chalkboards.
And I love kids, and kids love me. So it honestly, it made no sense. One person messaged me on Instagram and said that maybe you're so worried because you want to make your son proud. And I thought, oh, that could be it, right? I don't want him to be embarrassed by me.
I think you're worried you weren't going to be the teacher's pet. And
Yes.
they wouldn't like you.
Yeah.
And they like the other
Maybe.
kids.
Or they're like, oh, she stumbled over a word. She talks for a living. The
yeah.
judgment
She's
is real.
not perfect.
Yeah,
I think you would have been less
maybe.
nervous if the teachers were not in the room and it was just you and the kids. Then you would have been bebopping and scatting. You would
Oh,
have.
true. So do you want to know how it went?
Well, yeah, I'm assuming you crushed it.
I crushed
You crushed it.
They love me. They paid attention for the full 15 minutes, which the teacher says they never do. I got through all 3 books and they were read it again. It was...
You should have gone in with so much confidence. Do you know how expressive you are? It's all about the pictures and how expressive you are reading it. You've got the wide eyes.
But I thought you were a cartoon character.
Yeah,
They're
you're
this
basically
is
a
so
cartoon.
cool.
It's true, but it can border on scary. right? It's like it's fun, but a little bit scary.
That's kind of the place I like to live.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Good morning. I got a bit of a problem.
Okay.
Maybe you can help me out. It's wedding season. I don't know what that means. It's
Your
almost-
problem is you're getting married.
No. That
Your problem is you're not getting married.
That wouldn't be a problem. That'd be a situation. Okay, so I'm invited to a wedding in Sudbury, a really close family friend. I'm super excited for this wedding. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sudbury's a bit of a drive, so I'm just going for the Saturday reception. My mom is going. She's going to be there like almost the whole week for all the functions leading up to it.
Is it an Indian wedding?
Indian, yes. Indian and Chinese wedding, actually.
Okay, so there's like a lot of events.
Yes, a whole week of events. So I was chatting with my mom on the weekend, and she's like, so I've got a room at the hotel. It's got 2 queen beds. When you come up on the Saturday, you can just stay with me.
And
I'm glad you had the same reaction I did. So I just went silent, and she's like, yeah, you'll just stay with me. And I was like, well, I might just get my own room, Mom. And she's like, why? Why would you do that? She's like, I've already paid for a room. It's expensive. It's at a nice hotel. I've got it for 4 nights. There's 2 queen beds. Why don't you just...
she makes some good points.
She makes some good points, but like I'm 42. And listen, I'm all for saving money.
Yeah.
I took my mom to Mexico last year, and we had 2 queen beds in the room, and we shared a room for a week, and it was fine.
But that trip was meant for you and her to be on a trip together.
Yes, for sure.
Right.
Now, you tell me if I'm wrong, because look, again, I'm 42. If I was between, let's just say 27 and 35, when I'm going to a wedding, I am wired to be like, there's a very good chance, I'd say 50% chance I'm going to meet someone at this wedding. Because at that age, there's a lot of single people, and a wedding is a great place to meet people. A wedding was a great place to meet someone. 35 and up, I've unlearned that mindset because every wedding I go to, I'm like, all right, wedding, maybe I'll meet. You go, and then there's like, no one's single.
Everybody's married.
Everyone's married, or they're like recently divorced and not in the mood. And
not
so,
in the mood for what?
to like meet
For
someone
you?
because they're jaded. They're like, oh,
Okay.
you're going to be like my ex-husband? And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to see if you want to hit the midnight buffet.
And like if you like Aries, because
Yeah.
that's my sign.
So I realized it's gone from 50% chance I'm going to meet someone when I was in my 20s and early 30s to there's probably a 2% chance I'm going to meet someone. But that 2% chance, like I want to get my own room. Like what if we vibe and we want to keep hanging out, listen to some music, whatever.
But there could be some like perks to like your mom being there, like pre-drinking in your room with your mom. That could be fun. Shots.
It's great. Mom doesn't drink.
Okay, that won't work. She can iron your shirt
At the end of the night?
before. I'm talking about the benefits and the perks of sharing a room.
What if the person you meet has their own room? Why don't you just go back to her room?
Yeah, that's possible. But I guess
But then you have to explain to your mom why you're not in the room.
I didn't even think of that.
And there's curfew.
And the problem is, my mom's so innocent too. I was like, well, Mom, I late because she tripled down yesterday. She's like, just stay in the room. And I go, Mom, what if I meet someone? She's like, great, bring them back to the room. We can all hang out. I'm like, things are gonna be playing Monopoly or something.
Aren't you?
Yes.
She'll ask you if you want some more snacks. If you're cold, you need a blanket. It's gonna be great.
Okay, what do I do here? Am I being too much? Is this me? Should I just bite the bullet? Am I right in saying, let me just get my own room?
Oh my goodness. I just want you to share a room with your mom just so that I can like hear all about it afterwards. If you actually do meet
You want
someone.
me to do it for the content?
Yes.
That's great. Okay. I don't know. Should I get my own hotel room? What do you think I should do? Should I just share with my mom? Is this even a situation? Am I making too much of it?
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
from 98.1 CHFI.
Well, I did not expect this topic to blow up the way it has.
So many texts.
Everyone who's texting is super passionate on one side or the other, saying, stay with your mom. What's wrong with you? And other people are like, dude, get your own room.
Yes.
There's no middle ground on this.
It's true. Okay, let's get to some calls because you're all calling about it too. Sandra from Brampton, what do you think? Should he get his own room or share one with his mom?
I think he should room with his mom.
Okay, how come?
Well, they're spending some quality time together.
Yeah.
That's true.
And even if he meets somebody the first night, you wouldn't want to take them to your room anyway. They can just exchange number and then...
Why are you taking them to your room on the first night, Gurdeep? She makes a good point.
What if we want to play Monopoly? What if we want to keep listening to music and keep the conversations going so well? We just want to keep talking and
That's
getting
what
to
the
know each
hotel
other.
lobby is for, right, Sandra?
Exactly. You do it downstairs, not the room.
I thought the hotel lobby was for the after party.
Hang out downstairs.
Okay. Okay, yeah. All right, Sandra, you raised some good points.
Thank you. Bye.
As soon as I heard the warmth in Sandra's voice, I'm like, she's team mom
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah. This is the first time I've seen your face of what it's like when you're getting scolded.
Yeah, I had no rebuttal.
Okay, Susan from Kawartha Lakes, what do you think Gurdeep should do? Get his own room or share with his mom?
I have to tell you, I have been laughing ever since I heard your story.
too.
I am a mother of 2 girls and 2 boys, and they're all adult children. So my first thought was thinking as a mom, and yes, why not? Maybe your mom is thinking of having special time with you because as an adult, that's rare now.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Then I started thinking a little more after more details were given, and the fact that, yes, you may want to meet someone. I don't think my son, who is 25, would want to come and spend the night with me when he has an opportunity of meeting somebody or going and having fun. And if I was in the hotel room, I would be awake the whole night waiting for my son to come home. And if he chose to go to another party or be out with friends,
Yes.
I'd be up worried.
Yes.
So it's better that he would have got his own place, his own hotel room.
Brilliant.
So then I won't even be thinking that. I'll see him in the morning.
So what you're saying is it's actually considerate of me to get my own room because then I won't keep mom up worrying. So I think this is settled now.
Really?
Yeah,
That's it?
I think it's best for everyone's sake.
Yes. Susan speaks wise words. Thank you so much.
Gurdeep heard from other people as well, Susan, but he chooses to only take your advice.
Susan gave both perspectives, the mom perspective and okay, this is good. Thank you, Susan.
You're so welcome.
Take care.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
She gave the mom perspective and the right perspective.
Mom, I'm just being considerate. I'm just being
It's
considerate.
about you. Okay, finally we got a dude on the line here. Should I get my own hotel room or should I share with my mom? Matt from Bradford.
Buddy, you got to get your own room. And I say that if there's a 2% chance that you're going to play board games, you don't need to play Monopoly with your mom. You want to be playing Battleship. That's a 2-person game.
Yeah, for sure. And I really like board games. I haven't played one in a while.
Battleship's the way to go.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't play Battleship in the lobby.
I needed to hear from a guy on this. And Matt, I think you've settled this for me. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, Jack.
Have a good day.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So my mom was listening yesterday, and she texted in show just saying 4 words, get your own room. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're
no.
listening. And then I said on the air, I'm like, is my mom mad? And then she responded with, I'm okay with it, not mad. But there's no emojis, there's no so I'm like, anyway.
That to me kind of seems mad. Little bit. I don't know. It's hard to read text sometimes.
I want to sort this out. Don't let things fester. Mom's an early riser. Should we call her?
Let's call her.
Hello.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, hi, Betty.
How's it going?
How are you?
Not bad. Mom, I love you. I don't want to freak you out, but I do want to tell you we're live on the air right now. Are you mad at me?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Seriously.
So,
I sent you a message saying that.
I know, but I couldn't tell from your tone. There was no emojis or anything.
No, I'm perfectly all right. It's okay.
You heard us talk about it on the radio, and did that confirm it for you?
Yeah, I was listening to it.
Because you see my point, right? You're like, you want me to meet someone and
No,
get
I
married, but then you also want me to share a room with you. So it's tough.
No, that's okay. I'm not mad.
If I share a room with you in Sudbury, I might never get married.
Okay, then definitely get your own room.
You're the best, Auntie. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
Mom. Love you.
Bye. I hope you're not playing this on the air.
Yeah, Mom. We're live on CHFI right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun.
Love you.
Bye. Love you too. Bye.
Can you tell she doesn't like being on the air?
Well, I think that went well.
I think I'm getting my own room.
Yeah.
I'm going to book it right now before she changes her mind.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
this is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So, do you sleep with your pet?
Obviously.
And so many people talk about how much they love sleeping with their furry friends and how good it makes them feel.
It's probably 35% of the reason why I got a dog.
35, it's so specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not quite half.
Right.
Well, actually, that makes sense because you sleep for like 8 hours a day. That's 1/3 of the day. 33% is about 1/3. It actually maths out.
You love all the benefits that come with being able to snuggle with your pet. I totally get it. But there is new research that's out that says that even though you love it and you love all the feelings that come with sleeping with your pet, it may actually be disrupting your sleep because your pets have different sleep cycles than we do, right?
Yeah, they sleep like 16 hours a day.
Well, yeah. And they say dogs tend to be light sleepers and, cats, like they're the most active between dusk and dawn. So like it doesn't necessarily work with your sleep schedule.
Are you saying cats are vampires?
Well, they like apparently it's known if you have a cat that they just right before bed is when they decide to get really excited.
The witching hour.
Yes.
Okay.
There's something to it, and maybe you don't even know it's affecting your sleep schedule because it's really your sleep patterns that's being interrupted. Those cycles are being interrupted, but you don't even know it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, I sleep fine. Maybe you're not getting the best sleep, and we know sleep is so important.
There has definitely been many a night, more than I can count, where I've been woken up by Coffee scratching herself and I hear a little jingle of her collar. She'll get off the bed randomly and I hear a little pitter pattering. You hear like this.
Oh, yeah.
Little pitter pattering of her nails and her paws. And then she'll like swing open the door to like go outside for the living room for some reason. So maybe light comes in from the living room. She's woken me up more times than I can count. Sometimes she uses me for leverage to scratch herself. So I'll just get like a hand on my back and she'll be like rocking me back and forth.
So you're proving the researcher's point?
I'm just listing all the things that she has woken me up with, not dissimilar to when you have a partner and they maybe get into bed at a different time with you. They roll over, they snore, they sneeze, they get up to go use the bathroom.
Yes.
I think it's the same thing as having a partner. There's pros and cons to both. Look, a lot of people have separate bedrooms, so partners can be disruptive as well, right? But I guess I ask, I hate when she's not there. Even with all the disruptions she comes with, I feel incomplete when she's not there.
And that's what people are saying. They're like, worth it because, the other benefits, right? It's lowering stress levels, getting more exercise, all the things that your pets bring you. Okay, whatever. Maybe my sleep's not going to be great. Maybe they balance each other out. Who knows, right? Who knows in the scheme of things how it all shakes out. But even couples now are realizing, look, sleep is so important. Let's get separate bedrooms. I love you. I missed you. I want you there. It's a hard decision, but my sleep is important.
So what you're saying is I need to have a real adult conversation with Coffee the Pooch, sit down and be like, Coffee, I love you, but we're going to do separate bedrooms during the week because I wake up at 3.
See that going over very well. But I wonder, so you're single. If you were to meet someone and they were like, oh, I'm sorry, I love Coffee, she's great, but where I draw the line is sleeping with Coffee. Like, not going to do it. I'm not going to have my sleep disrupted as well. That's a no-no. What would you do?
Be like, have an adult conversation. Be like, you seem great, but separate bedrooms. Or, I'm sorry, this just isn't going to work out.
Wow.
There's a lot to consider here. You know what? You tell us.
5 calls? Decide it all.
Okay, so this new research is out that suggests that sleeping with a pet is not great for your sleep. I say pish posh. There's so many benefits of sleeping with your pets.
But for some people, it is a deal breaker. And we want to know if that falls on you. Is sleeping with a pet a deal breaker? Yes or no? Let's go to Linda in Mississauga.
Deal breaker, man. Nope.
Really?
Nope.
How come?
Yes, I'm a light sleeper. I have 3 children and 7 grandchildren. Now I'm 70. If I want to sleep, I want to sleep. I don't want a dog scratching, licking. I have cats, but cats are independent.
What about, do you have a partner in there as well? Is the partner scratching and licking?
No, I'm without a partner after 34 years. I said hasta la vista. He scratched too much.
Okay, Linda, your vote's been counted. Thanks for the call.
Bye.
Bye. Leonard from Toronto. So what do you think? Is sleeping with your pet a deal breaker? Yes or no?
No.
How come?
Well, they're not doing something wrong, are they? They got to sleep too, don't they?
That's true.
They got to sleep.
That's true.
They're just trying to get their Z's on. Leonard, your vote has been counted. Thanks, friend.
Awesome, mate. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Jim from Scarborough, good morning. So tell us, sleeping with a pet, deal breaker or not a deal breaker?
It's a difficult question to answer because if you've never had a pet, you won't understand the connection.
True.
I would say if it was a brand new relationship, yeah, it'd be a deal breaker. I've had a pet since I moved out at the age of 18. I've always had a pet. They've always slept in the bed with us or with me and then with my wife and I. And I think, yeah, it would be a deal breaker.
Okay.
Vote's been counted. Thanks, Jim.
You're welcome.
Michelle from Mississauga. So what do you think? Who you picking, your pet or your partner?
My partner doesn't like the dog. My dog sleeps in our bed. We're married.
Uh-huh.
But I couldn't care less what he thinks because she sleeps in the bed with me anyway.
Yeah, we're choosing the pet. I am so with you
Oh,
on
yeah.
this, Michelle. And
Oh, yeah.
is your partner like okay with it or not really?
He has no choice.
She's like, it doesn't matter. I don't know how to be clearer about it. It doesn't
Settled.
matter.
Thanks so much,
Nope.
Michelle.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Love you.
Love you.
You too.
Bye.
Shannon from Whitby. So, how do you feel about sleeping with the pet? Is it a deal breaker? Yes or no?
It's not going well in my marriage right now, currently.
Oh, okay. Tell us what's going on.
So my little Shih Tzu, who's 5 years old, named Boston, always wants to sleep in my room.
Mm-hmm.
But my husband absolutely hates it. He's like, it's disgusting. Disgusting.
Did this not get flagged before the marriage happened, like during the dating period?
No, I brought the dog home during COVID and didn't tell him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that's a good way to communicate.
So what's the sleeping arrangement then at night? Like what's the deal? Like who gets the bed?
He sleeps on the couch a lot. He sleeps on the couch a lot, and not the dog, my husband.
Wow. Okay, so we're choosing the pet over the partner.
Every time. Gurdeep, every time, Pooja. Yeah, and the poor, yeah.
Shannon, you're my people. Your vote's been counted. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's 4-1. People. I didn't think it was going to be that lopsided. 4 people choosing pet over partner.
I mean, can you blame them?
So you're going to get a dog now?
Oh, I mean, even if I get one, I'm not sleeping with it.
Well, you will. You just kick Paul out of the bed.
Okay.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast
the Daily Double.
with Pooja and Gurdeep.
We got 2 stories you need to know. Pooji, what you got?
Okay, so if owning a cottage is not within reach, but it's something you've always dreamed of, there may be a workaround.
Oh.
It's called fractional ownership, or simply put, co-ownership.
I thought you were going to say Airbnb. I'm like, yeah,
No.
I know.
No, you can actually own it. It's where you buy a share of property with others, whether it's family, friends, it could even be strangers. So this is how it could potentially work. This is how it works for one couple. They now own 1/10 of $1 million cottage. So that cost them $100,000. And that got them 5 weeks a year at the property. And $100,000 feels a lot more attainable than the $1 million cottage.
Oh, see, I was thinking of it wrong. So it gets you a portion of the year, not a portion of the cottage. It's like, hey, I
Yes.
own a dock in Muskoka.
Yes.
Can't go inside.
No.
I can't cross this line, but
No.
I own these 8 planks on this dock.
You can actually go into the cottage, but you only get it for 5 weeks. Now, it's not like a timeshare, and it may not be for everyone, because even when it comes to these cottages, it's 100% debt-free, so you can't get a mortgage for it. Like, you have to have the
You
money.
gotta be okay.
So there's that. But you'd be surprised to learn that it's actually 50-year-olds, 6-year-olds who are doing this the most, because what they want to do is pass this on to their kids
Right.
and their grandkids.
Can you still tell people, like, I've got a cottage?
Yes.
Is that a lie to be like, this is my cottage?
No.
Asterisk, 5 weeks a year. Asterisk, I don't own this Muskoka chair.
Yes.
Yeah?
Because, of course, you can't really make it your own. You can't really decorate. But that is one way to get in, but you should get a good contract lawyer if you're going to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you got?
It's a sad day for Leafs Nation.
Gilmore to Andrechuk, shooting, scores! Dave Andrechuk hits the 50 mark. Down goes Mackey. Clark races him. Holy Mackinac, he's got 3! Clark in front of the net. Foligno scores! Michael Foligno has scored for Toronto, the winner in overtime. Gilmore to Bobby Rose, shot, scores! Nikolai Borashevsky has scored for Toronto. The Leafs win. The Leafs win.
Oh, man, I have actual goosebumps on my arm. That's in my living room, 1993, May. I remember everything. That was the Game 7 goal against Detroit in 1993. We learned on Friday on social media, Joe Bowen, legendary Leafs broadcaster, dropped this bomb on social media Friday that after this coming season, he is hanging up the mic.
I mean, like, the passion and the like.
He's the best.
How does he still have a voice?
I don't know. He is the absolute best. He's 74 years young. It'll be his 45th season.
Oh, wow.
As the play-by-play voice of the Leafs. When it's all said and done, he will have called more than 3,800 games. He's from Sudbury, started his career with the OHL Sudbury Wolves. Funny story. So when he got the call that he was being offered the Leafs job back in 1982, 45 years ago, he thought it was a prank because he had submitted his audition tape so long ago and heard nothing.
Right.
Thought he didn't get it. So he actually told the person on the phone, he goes, haha, real funny, bleep off.
Come on.
And then the person's like, no, I'm from the Leafs. We're offering. He's like, the person on the phone's like, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to compose yourself and call you back so we can have this actual conversation. He realized it was real, got back on the phone, and the rest is history, as they say. He's known for that signature Holy Mackinac call, which he actually got from his dad, who used to say it instead of swearing.
Really?
That was his workaround for swearing, and he got that from his dad and sort of worked it into the Leaf broadcast. How cool is that?
And now there's Canadians everywhere who are working it into everyday conversation.
Holy
Love
Mackinac. 44 years, and he has never had a chance to call a Stanley Cup final. Hopefully, next year's the year. We love you, Bonesy.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI. Now, Pooja and Gurdeep's Shower Thoughts.
There's no such thing as left or right in space. Just vibes.
What? Shower Thoughts.
You're not wrong. Saying the word brewery makes me feel like I'm drunk, even though I'm not. Brewery. It's kind of the perfect name for what it is.
Shower Thoughts.
You can bite your tongue on purpose, but your brain won't let you. Go ahead, try.
You can do it, but not hard.
Not
Shower
like when you do it by
thoughts.
accident.
If the plural of goose is geese, shouldn't the plural of moose be meese? Where my meese at?
Shower Thoughts.
Goosebumps are your skin's way of whispering, I'm scared or excited, but I don't have a mouth.
Huh?
Shower Thoughts.
Also, if you have lots of goosebumps, are they geese bumps? Okay, try this one with me now.
Okay.
When you say forward or back, your lips actually move in that direction.
Forward. Oh.
You're trying it in the car now, aren't you?
Shower Thoughts. From CHFI Studios.
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Today's a very special day.
Mm-hmm.
Young Sia is 3 years old.
Oh my goodness. Where did the time go? How do I have a 3-year-old? When did that happen?
I don't know. And you're about to have two 3-year-olds in a couple months.
Yes, this is true. And it's so much fun. It's always entertaining. But Sia is completely in her three-nager phase.
You've taught me a lot of terms in the last 3 years. By the way, I dropped three-nager on the golf course yesterday with someone.
You did?
I was like, yeah. I'm like, they're like, oh, Pooja's here. That's so great. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm so glad she came. It's Sia's birthday tomorrow. I'm like, she's got a three-nager. The person's like, what? Go, three-nager. They're like looking at me, and this is a parent, and I'm like, they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, like terrible twos and like teenager, three-nager. And they're like, oh, can you drop me off?
You got it. You got it figured out. See, I'm letting you know what all the kids are saying on TikTok.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Sure.
The parents of the kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Three-nager, I mean, she runs the house. She just does. And it's like, there's something very humbling about being a parent of a three-nager because you realize like you think you're the boss, but no, they're the boss. Like if she decides that day that we're not doing something, we're not doing it. Like she'll just be like, no. If she doesn't like what I'm wearing, I have to change. Like, this is the life I live right now.
When does it get easier? Because if it's terrible twos followed by three-nagers, what's four? Like,
I don't know. Can you come up with something?
Feisty fours?
It doesn't
Forbidden
get easier.
fours?
It doesn't get easier.
It just
It's maybe when they move out, but even then it doesn't get easier because then you start worrying about them on a whole other level.
And then there's their hormones through the teenage year, like
the actual
tweens,
teenage years are
everything.
super fun.
Oh my gosh!
So it's been unrelenting since 2?
Yeah. The best part is everyone tells you the hardest part is when they're babies. It's not.
Isn't that the best part?
Wait, it's going to get harder than this?
Yes.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I
mean,
will
no.
say.
Is it better if I say no to you?
Yeah.
Did I lie?
I don't think there's really anything you can say. I will say this much. Having a three-nager and having twiblings in general is very, very entertaining.
Right.
And at the very least, it does provide content for the show. Like the time I talked to Bodhi about visiting his class and I was trying to get a response from Bodhi and Sia decided to interrupt with this. Bodhi, Mama came to your class today?
Mama.
Yeah, next we're going to go to Sia's class, but Mama came to your class today? Yes.
Mama, I did pee-pee on my pants. Mama, I did pee-pee on my pants.
Okay. Yeah. There's also
pee-pee on my pants,
on my
not
pants.
in, on my pants.
There's also potty training because that's a whole other thing as well. Yes. And she announces this everywhere we go.
I love
Grocery store, every time she has an accident, everybody has to know about it.
So your takeaway is it's very entertaining having 2 3-year-olds. Now you know how I feel having you.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.